So welcome back guys to what is part 6 of this fun little series. We ended off last time on a pretty good note with the bloomery, which is let me fix my mouse thing. It's a great milestone. Now I can now I can successfully get into the Iron Age, of course with a bit of tweaks and stuff. But right now I need iron, a good amount of it. That But since I'm poor, I need to basically satiate my ferrous desires and get it. So I'm gonna go on a little journey just to get some. And this is gonna be far more engaging than it was yesterday. I kind of just speed ran a bunch of stuff because it's not really that hard to get into the Iron Age you're like when you at like it's not really that hard to make the bloomery thing. It's really just the whole like ore ratios and all that jazz. Like But all you really need is just um eight cassiterite dust. Well, more like probably four? No, probably like three. Actually, I don't know. You'd probably need 11 or so, maybe 10. I don't know. Probably just enough to the point that you can Ooh, almost fell in that pit. Ooh, that would not have been very fun. Anyway, yeah, all you don't really need that much to make or to get the into just to get a bronze anvil, because it's not an arm and a leg to get that I'll guarantee you. But it's certainly not it's not easy because you need the copper. But if you get like a mining hammer, you'll be fine. Like, I recommend just making these as like a the best tier you can, as fast as you can, because they'll make your lives like million times easier. Because it just, I don't know, it's like you actually dig in like a 3x3 um thing. I'll show you guys when I get to the iron. But it's like it's like most generic. I'll go be honest. It's like most generic, like say like drills in a mod pack or something. Which, quite ironically, there are drills in this game. But in all seriousness, it's 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 not too hard to make them. You just gotta have like a decent knowledge of how to smith and a decent computer, so you're not lagging every 2 seconds like I am. It's a fun experience to say the least. Oh no! Oh, oh no! All right, here we are. Now I'm gonna do this the easiest way I know, and that is quarrying. Since this is a surface node, I should be able to hit it by just digging around here. Unless it's a little deeper than than I expected. Yeah, it's a little deeper than expected. No worries though, because it still makes mining a hell of a lot easier. Because if I can expose as much of the vein I can to the surface, then mining it shouldn't be hard. That's what I like about quarrying. That's what it's called, quarrying. Because you basically expose the roof of the ore vein, so you can immediately mine it without dealing with like 5 trillion cave-ins. We'll dig out a bigger crevice over here. Or not crevice, but a bigger pit. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry guys, my computer's not always this bad. Ooh, it's right under here. I could tell because of like the little red indicator. Here we go. Yep, that's the juice. That's the juice right there. I mean, what's not the juice is how there's so much lag for no reason. I don't like that. That's not very fun. Oh, this would have been like a surface vein if it had generated a little higher. That would have been nice. I mean, there's no point in complaining about it because I already didn't get it, but it would have been nice. Ooh, that's not gonna be. Oh, it's a good thing I eliminated that. Now from this part, it's literally just chipping away at the top of the ore vein until we get it. You know, I don't know if you guys couldn't tell, but I hate mining with supports. I'd rather do this because believe me, you guys would agree if you ever try mining in like vanilla TerraFirmaCraft, it's scary because you don't get the little UI at the top of the screen here. You get like a bare bones thing. You don't get any hint. It's literal just torture. Like it's mental torture because they know. Well, I don't know who they is in this case, but it's like the game knows you don't like what's happening here. That's not gonna be. Uh-oh. Oh, this is a juicy boy right here. Look at that. Oh, I mean, I wonder where this one's concentrated. Just continue chipping away, sticking to the areas we've opened up. Because if you can see the sun, you probably won't cause a cave. Like, and I mean, it's also easy to just use the support beams if you want. It doesn't matter. Do whatever you like. I'm not gonna be there and tell you, you shouldn't do that. You do whatever you want. But I find it a lot easier to do this. So I'd recommend it. Let's see. Oh, I got a good amount. It looks like the cave-ins have stopped. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna like thoroughly juice this ore vein. Yeah, we're gonna thoroughly juice this ore vein, make sure we get everything out of it, because the more iron we can get, the better. Because we're gonna be using iron the second we get, like, we're gonna be using iron non-stop, all the way, like, through MV. We're gonna need to find a way to get better iron. And not iron via going on mining trips to get more. Steel's also gonna be a big thing, despite it being immensely annoying. At least it was to me to make. Because like the whole arduous smithing process you had to go through just to make like a few ingots. That being said, I wouldn't say a few. Also, if you want to get steel here the easy way, the easy way is actually not the Christopher Columbus way anymore. Which, what I mean by that, for the people who haven't played TerraFirmaCraft and don't really get what I'm trying to say, what I mean by that is normally you have to travel like to a whole new climate just so you can get a little thing called Howlinite, which used to be an ore in older versions of TerraFirmaCraft, but they made it clay. So instead of prospecting everywhere, you gotta look for it, which arguably could be more difficult. Well, though that depends on who you ask, because I mean, I wouldn't be very happy searching for yet another ore that I need to mine for like 5 years about. Personally, I'd be okay with just like um with if there was both. Like if you had more choices as opposed to just you have to look for clay in like sub-Saharan Africa or some random place. Like, and it's true, you have to genuinely go to like some random place or random places just so you can get into the Steel Age. And to add insult to injury, not only do you have to do that, you have to also get graphite so you're still mining. Just this time you're not mining this time you're not mining for 2 ores, you're mining for 1 and you're searching across the entire globe for the other. Not very much pick your poison anymore, more like your poison is already picked for you, has been already picked for you. Haven. Ooh. Good thing I wasn't standing there. How are there still collapses? How is there still collapses? That doesn't make sense. I'm thoroughly excavating through here. How am I not picking these ores up? What's happening? Oh, because I have that full. I actually want all these, like, loose andesite rocks. Actually a lot more useful than you'd expect, because we need it for the bloomery. Because who would have guessed? Bloomery ain't cheap. You need, well, the more expensive part I've got out of the way already, but right now, the weighing concern is... Okay, what? What's happening? Oh, because that's open, so... And I'm thirsty. My game quite literally picked the worst time to tell me I'm thirsty. I swam down a whole river before I got here, and the game decides to tell me now that I'm thirsty. And then watch, right when I get out and jump into the river, it's gonna start raining. Just because funny. I'm also definitely gonna bring these actually, I should. I think I could literally just use this to satiate my thirst. Because pumpkins give a decent amount of hydration and their food. Just don't like eat them. Don't make them when you're not really hungry. Like if you have like 8 melons, use them. Like don't use them all at once. I'm trying to say, because when they're in their protective little shell or encasing or whatever you want to call it, they'll last. But the second you take them out, they're not gonna last very long because the mushy chunks take like only a few days to go bad. But then when you look at the actual like fat, like the outer covering and such, that'll last you. There we go. Now, if only I could stop lagging. I wish I could just ask the game politely to stop lagging for me. That'd be very nice. Oh no, my PC. Oh no, why is my PC gonna be so garbo? Like, it's always gonna be so garbage at the worst times, when I don't want it to be bad, when I want it to be good. Which, that being said, it's not horrible. This thing is still it's still for gaming. Just, it's not very good at its job sometimes. But I gotta give it kudos, because at the very least it tries. Unlike most laptops who just explode the second you, like, press the power button on, and they take like 4 years to boot. Is there any... No, this is like probably the latter, like, bottom half of the vein. I mean, at least I'm extracting all the, like, the main essences out of it. I honestly don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. But this is gonna be my go-to place for hematite, that's for sure. But that's me getting out of here, because I don't want to be here anymore, and I don't think that cave wants me to be there anymore either. You know, pumpkins are really a superfood. With how long they can last and how they actually give water and like fruit nutrients, because you're not really going to be eating a lot of fruits like apples. Because the thing is with apples is, or like with fruits like apples is they're not always ripe um, annually. Their conditions don't depend on temperature, they depend on what month it is. Like if it's not October, you're not getting your olives. Actually, no, it's either August or October. I'll just assume it's October for my point. But like if it ain't October, you're not getting your olives. Or if it's not June, you're not getting any apples. Like it's a oh, sorry guys, I dropped my mic. But it's not basically it's not about the temperature, it's about the month. So if it's not the month of your of the if it's not the time like the time period like months that your fruit is ripe, then don't bother looking for it. Though if you do manage to get a bunch of trees, you might not have to worry about that because you're like pretty much guaranteed to have like a lot of fruit. Now, you won't always have fruit. Unless you can have like a cellar or something, then they're not going to last very long per se. Ugh, okay. Oh, I have finally arrived. And I'm going to show you guys a neat little tactic I learned that you guys probably know about. So, we all know about the whole or like I gotta make more chests. We all know about the whole like ore processing tree where like you crush it and then you what's it? You crush it and then you crush it again with the hammer and then you wash it. Like you crush it into the just the crushed ore, then you hammer it down into the dust and then you wash it. Yeah, here we're not doing the dust. Because you see, the thing is with all this is that, and this is gonna get very mathematical, so we gotta put on our thinking caps for a split second, even though school's out. The greatest common factor of 124, which is the amount of cast iron that the dust smelt into, like, or the hematite. The hematite dust, see, it's not pure. It's 129. The greatest common factor of 129 and 144 is like somewhere in the 4000s. And honestly, I don't think anyone wants to go out of their way just to do that. Now, let's say, for instance, if you were to do that, it would take you a lot of dust and it would take you a lot of time. So instead, we'll go with the easier method, the crushed hematite ore method. Now, this is probably the best way you could do it. What's this? This is the best way you could do it. Because when you get when you get the crushed hematite dust, 72 is obviously like it's related to 144. You multiply it by 2, it's 144. So one hematite or one rich hematite is basically one ingot, or 2 regular hematite is an ingot. I don't know about the small ones. The small ones, I would see them as just a byproduct of failure. You wouldn't really want to bother with those because they're gonna give you the small dust form. No, they're gonna give you this, and that's not very fun either. So my strategy is just to ditch all that and just go straight into this, where instead of torturing myself, we just make a bunch of the crushed hematite ore and stop it there. There's a few other ores where you could do this, but personally, I find it that it's better to do it with just the iron ores because literally none of them melt into like anything nice. Like none of them have like good meltable ratios. Like this isn't you're not gonna have a fun time. Let's say we crush rich raw. Oh, actually, pyrite's very pure. So if you have pyrite, you could do that. I don't believe raw iron spawns in the. I don't think it spawns naturally. Oh, well, unless you have a meteor. Yeah, surely not. I don't think that's very spawnable. Magnetite probably also isn't very pure. Oh, magnetite is pure. Limonite is pure. No, never mind. What am I talking about? It's not pure. Because if you crush that down, you don't. Yeah, none of the really iron containing resources are very pure except iron in of itself. Basaltic sand ain't any better. It's even less pure. Vanadium magnetite, I don't even know why you're bothering at this point. If you're this down bad for iron, you might as well just clock out early. If you're on, you're not gonna have a very fun time here. But you get my point. None of these ores, except raw iron itself, which doesn't exist, you're not gonna get this. Matter of fact, raw iron in of itself, it's just not an ore. You can't find it in nature. Now, some of these have different purities than others. Like some give more, some give less. At the end of the day, you're not going to easily get the actual iron dust you want. Maybe if you were to get into LV and you got like you got like a centrifuge, your life would be at least slightly easier. But here, nah, you're not getting that. But at the very least, we have this. And I'd rather have like all of my like yields be halved than be literal hell with me just discarding um ore mold or ingot molds like it's nothing, because you can't really get rid of that stuff. You get a byproduct, you can't really patch it up. Like 129 is just a messy number to work with if you're trying to get 144. Like it's like trying to get it'd be like trying to get I don't know. I don't really know something that'd be applicable here. I just know that it's not a fun experience. It's gonna be even less of a fun experience because I need to melt this. It's gonna be less of a fun experience. Oh yeah, they changed that. I didn't think they would. I'm very happy they. I'm very happy they changed all of these because the swords they looked really like bad. Not to shit on the TerraFirmaGreg grebs devs or anything, but it was not very good. Okay, so there's a few ways that I can do this. One, I can do this the easy way, or I can do this the hard way. Either way is not exactly very good for me, so basically, I don't win. It's a shame, but I don't win. One way or another, I'm gonna get tortured, and I'd appreciate it if I didn't, but we can't always get what we want, now can we? Anyways, more garbage. Red sand we can use to turn into mortar, which has now become an essential resource. A lot of resources becoming a lot more important than you'd think. We're gonna have to decommission one of our. Ooh, wait a minute. Did we? run out of spare flux. Ooh, we did. That's not gonna be very fun. Let's see. How much? That's not. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that in there, and then while I wait, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the beach. Because if I remember correctly, after all this lag, after the lag clears, if I remember correctly, like there's limestone at the ocean. And who knows? Maybe if I'm lucky, I might even find some ores. If I did, that'd be pretty nice. But I mean, for the most part, at the beach, there's like decent amount of stuff. Water's salty though, so I need to make sure I'm fully saturated on water before I go up there or down there, because I'm going south and everything. You know, I don't know why. Like, I don't feel like I've come down here before, or at least when I did, I don't think I very much dedicated myself to going that far south. It's fairly interesting because I feel like this carried over from my other world, my offline world, where I don't play with you guys watching. Oh, we got some chert dikes. Chert's a decent thing. I don't like it though because it's like one of the few rocks that make me think that it could turn into flux, but never does. Uh, oh yeah, this is like chert's just a natural. Whoa, yeah, chert's just a natural rock here by the looks of it. You know, I feel like you should be able to find bog iron. Like around like swamps and such, you should be able to like find a source of iron called like bog iron where instead of like it appearing underground, it's like it's really rare. And once you enter like LV, you can have like a fermenter where the bacteria will eat like very fine powder, like very fine iron powder, like pure iron, obviously, and to turn it into, you know, they probably turn like let's say fine powders like hematite and this stuff, and they turn it into, like you dilute it into water and make it iron rich water, and then like if you give it to the bacteria, it'll give it to you at a better yield. Oh, there's salt here. Who would have guessed? You go to the beach, there's salt. It's like the one place where like salt is literally the name of the game. Salt for you, salt for me, salt for everybody I can see. Or rather, salt as far as the eye can see. That's probably more catchy. Alright, yeah, we just collect a bunch of this, and then we should have enough for smelting in no time. It's a very good thing that there's limestone here, because if not, that would probably, like, significantly suck. Actually, no, it wouldn't. Because regardless of if there was limestone here or not, I would have just been able to harvest the shells and, like, turn those into flux. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I'd be fine. You know, I don't understand why, like, organisms have to be, like, so needy. Like, you already got energy, so why do you need, like, all these other random nutrients? Just use the energy, bro. And I get that it's not that easy. It's obviously, like, you gotta have other nutrients because how's your body gonna make DNA out of just glucose. And how are you gonna heal when you get hurt? If your cells can't replicate because of no DNA. Like, I get that and all, but like, I don't know, it just feels like we should only need like energy and then we're good. Let me avoid this buffalo so I don't get rammed and then get ransacked. That's the last thing I need today. And I'm considering, like, when I wake up, I'm probably gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna upload a video tomorrow. I've had, I've been uploading more than, like, one video per day. Which is I've literally only, like, uploaded, like, 2 videos per day. And I had the full potential to upload 3, I just didn't feel like it yesterday. This is also probably gonna be, like, a shorter video. One of the, like, a few... I guess probably just gonna be half the length of a normal one, because I got a bedtime like everybody. Like, everybody else in this world, so... Like, I don't have a choice. I have to. For my own sake. If I didn't have a bedtime, I'd probably wake up, like, really late in the day and not make any videos. So, in a way, it still ends up being... Or everybody still wins by me just choosing not to make really long videos. Or making, like, just shorter videos sometimes. And it's not too horrible. I mean, if anything, I'm uploading longer videos than most YouTubers. But that's because they actually edit their videos. I don't. And I don't plan. No, I'm joking. I will. I will actually edit them once, like at some point, but... Some point is a point that is not today, nor tomorrow, nor the day after that, nor the day after the day after that. Like, that's a time period that ain't coming anytime soon. Hey, look, our mortar's done. Look up our hammer. I'm definitely gonna smith up an iron hammer. Because iron's, like, probably the most plentiful resource in the entire game. Like, you'll basically find iron in every corner of the world. If you can't find iron, there's something wrong with your world. I think I've said it before, iron spawns in quite literally, like, every rock type. Like, I think the devs literally added a whole, like, a good few new, like, ores. Well, they added limonite. That's not a bunch, but like, no, and they added goethite and, like, pyrite. No, pyrite. Well, yeah, they made pyrite actually useful. They added, like, one, two, three, four, five. They added, like, 5 new ores when there used to be 3 only. Which is still impressive, which is impressive if you ask me. I'm thinking of making, like, a big workshop out of, like, or using iron when I get there. Just, I mean, don't expect a lot from me. I mean, if I do something like that, it most likely would be off screen, or the video would be insanely long and I'd have to learn editing skills just to post the video. Because the video would end up taking like 5 years just to post. Also, this is definitely way too much bricks, but you never know. Sometimes bricks resurge themselves as an important resource. Also, this bloomery might evolve later in the game to be like a steam bloomery, which actually takes a lot less time to process. Since bloomeries normally take like a full day just to finish. And this is like probably the bare minimum of bloomery you can add. So yeah, what's the max? If the game stops lagging for more than a few seconds. There we go. Hmm. The age of casting is over, officially. So, sorry for all you people who got used to, like, if you plan on getting into TerraFirmaCraft, or if you already have and you got used to the whole casting thing, tough luck, bucko. You're gonna have to, make, you actually, that, it's kind of not a bad thing. You don't have to make, well, you do still technically have to make ingot molds, so just the era of casting being your primary source of ingots is over. Except for pig iron and a few other notable exceptions like alloys and such. So you're still casting, but you're not gonna use it to make actual tools anymore. And for iron, like iron as a whole, just forget about it. Yeah, we need a hell of a lot more charcoal too. Like the amount of charcoal we're gonna need is gonna be insane. Multiple forests are going to cease to exist because of the amount of um the sheer amount of like just straight up deforestation I'm about to commit. It's a good thing these trees are here though, because it's time to bid them farewell. And then I think I'm probably gonna end it off with me like just starting the charcoal pit, because if I keep going, I'm probably gonna run out of time. Well, not run out of time. I already have. I've already wasted my time blabbering off to you guys because I felt like it, and also just recording videos because I'm so nice. Which I think I might actually stop pre-recording videos now. Like, I think this is gonna be my last pre-recorded video, and then I might upload to the world. And I feel like I should post an introductory video, like, hello world. It'll be very fun meeting you guys actually in person and getting your suggestions and hearing everything. And I know that my long form content might not be, you guys might not be used to it, but I'm just not a fast person and my editing skills are non-existent. What little editing skills I have are probably just like, no, I don't have any. But if I were to gain any, it'd be very great for you guys, because you guys won't have to listen to my long blabbering sessions and all sorts of stuff, but transitions would probably be something that I pick up later. I wouldn't expect clean transitions for a good while, because I'm very new to the platform. Like, I'm so new to the point that I uploaded my first video not even a few days ago. And the funny thing is, my first videos weren't even meant to be on TerraFirmaGreg. It was actually just going to be on Star Technology, which is like a Sky, like it's very beginner friendly. It's like if you want to get into Greg Tech, I'd say you should start with Star Technology, because it's like the holy grail of beginner Greg Tech packs. Like if bigger Greg Tech mod packs intimidate you and you yearn for something easy to digest and such, then it's right around the corner. And I'd really recommend it. And it's still updated to this day. So is GTNH, but that one's a lot less beginner friendly. I'd suggest starting with Star Technology and then like fully accustoming yourself to the pain. And eventually your brain will get numb to it, and then you'll just start You'll just start solving your problems with automation. And the second you do that, you'll fit right in. And you'll probably conform. Just a fair warning, like packs with Greg Tech at all are usually just not very merciful at all. Like they don't really like being nice. They don't play nice. And if you expect that, you're just waiting for something bad to happen. Like you're waiting, you want to be surprised at that point. Like just try to automate everything you can as early as you can. That's at least what's worked for me. I know there's probably way better like things you can do, like maybe focusing on making it easier to automate, or just making it easier to automate before you even can automate, or just getting all the resources, or I don't know. What I do know is that there's a lot of ways you can, and there's not just one. You can do eeny meeny miny mo to pick whichever one you want to go with. Like if you pick one, you're not gonna like it. But yeah, if you want to get a beginner friendly Greg Tech mod pack, Star Technology should be your game. Because, and I mean, for one, I'm pretty sure there's like a decently big fan base. A bunch of YouTubers have covered it, or a few at least. I know there's a few big shots out there who are like deep, or who have gone deep into it. And I swear, if I see one person comments talking about some Deltarune reference, I'm gonna explode. Just because I said big shot. But anyway, um, that's probably it for today. I'm just gonna prepare the pit kiln and then call it quits. Because the last thing I need is to wake up really tired just because I stayed up for 2 milliseconds too late. I mean, regardless, it's gonna take like 5 years for me to get up out of bed. Because getting up out of bed is like a war in of itself. You have to actively fight with your mind to convince yourself that you want to get up even though you don't. Like, it's hard to start the day because starting the day starts with choosing that you want to start the day. I don't think that made any sense, but what I'm trying to say is it's not easy to start the day whatsoever. If you're lazy like me and just don't feel like it 90% of the time. Like, a good chunk of the time I'm too tired to get up. So I have to convince myself that I want to get up. When somehow in actuality I don't, but also do. So I'm in a limbo state where I'm not even thinking. Like my brain's working on like 2% efficiency. And like hardly is even running. Though eventually I reach the threshold where it's like that's not a problem, and then I just feel like it's a problem, and it's just the only issue is getting up. Yeah, there we go. That should be it. Cover that up. I think you can make those out of glass. This is not very well known for being easy. Anyway, that was episode 6. If you liked it, please, if you liked this video, please like it. Tells the algorithm that I'm doing or that I exist. And please subscribe because it also tells you YouTube that I exist. Because YouTube is not really gonna care because of me or care about me because I'm a small creator. So if you like what I'm doing, um, please drop a like. If you don't like what I'm doing, but you want to tell me, or you want to just give me some tips or ideas or whatever, just drop a comment in this. Just drop a comment, and I'll probably look at it because I have like a Wild West stare down with all the comments on my videos because I get bored sometimes. So that is all. Have a good day.